Is it ever happen that you forget your wallet at home and you have your meals and get your necessities from the shop and ask him to pay it on the next day? Does that happen with you? And if that happens, then the things that you are availing on that day without paying the money, that is what credit is. Today we are going to understand a very interesting topic that the Reserve Bank of India is doing, or that is a very important function of the Reserve Bank of India, that is credit control function. So first we will understand what credit is. Credit is receiving something of value now with the promise to pay for it later. So as we have just discussed in our example, like suppose you went to your office or you went to your college and forget your wallet and your phone, and there when you have your meal at the canteen, you don't have neither you have your phone pay or Google Pay or anything, you don't have your phone and you cannot pay it, and you don't have your wallet, and for that the canteen owner is giving you the facility of having that, and you promise him that you will pay it on the next day. So that is what credit is. Credit is the measure of trust one party has in another party's ability to receive some kind of resource now and pay for it at a designated point in the future. So if the same example we will be talk of, then is it possible that an unknown person will give you that facility? I don't think so, that any unknown will give you this facility. Only the canteen which you are used to go or who knows you have a trust on you that you will come the next day and pay the bill that you have a due on him today. So the credit measure is on the basis of trust one party has in another party's ability to receive some kind of resource now and pay for it at a designated point in the future. Now we will understand that what bank credit is. Bank credit is the total amount of money a person or business can borrow from a bank or other financial institutions. So when we are talking of bank credit, now we know what credit is, and what bank credit is. We know that bank is a financial institution and there we are dealing with the financial instruments. So when we are talking of bank credit, the bank is giving you money as a loan or advance or any other forms, and the bank assumes that you will pay it back in the future time. A borrower's bank credit depends on their ability to repay any loans and the total amount of credit available to lend by the banking institutions. Banks issue two kinds of credit, that is a secured credit which is backed up by collateral or a lien, and unsecured credit which is not. So when we are talking of bank credit, what we are doing, we are taking the loans or advances, or the bank is giving us the facility of the credit, and that is done in two ways. Either it is a secured one or it is an unsecured one. So secured is what? Secured means when we can take the example of mortgage, suppose. So when we are taking loan or we are taking money from the bank with a pledge of or a mortgage of a certain value of asset, so that is a secured one. And unsecured one is what? Where we don't have any security, or we can say, like for example, personal loans. So those are the unsecured ones. So the bank can give you credit either in a secured way or an unsecured way. And the credit control is a strategy by which lenders ensure that they lend money only to customer with a good credit record and who have a good profitability and who have a good probability of paying back their debts. So credit control is what? When we are giving the credit or the bank is giving the credit to the customers those who are credit worthy, or the bank is assured or have assurance on those customers and feels that these customers will definitely pay back the money that they are taking from the bank. So, that credit worthiness we can have 5 C's on the parameter of which we can judge that or we can assess that whether a customer is credit worthy or not. So, the 5 C's that on the basis of which we can judge or we can assess the characteristics or the credit worthiness of a customer are the character, capacity, capital, collateral and the conditions. So, these are the 5 C's by which we can judge that whether this customer is credit worthy or not. The character means what? Character means whether this particular customer have the record of paying back the money or not. The capital means what? What is the capital that this particular person is going to invest. So, what is its confidence or how much money he is going to invest in the business. So, that is what the capital is. So, conditions means what are the condition of that particular person, and collateral means it is between the two, that is the customer and the bank, and what is the asset that is there that is secured for the loan, that is the collateral, and what is the condition. So, that can be the 5 C's or we can say the 5 parameters by which we can judge that what is the credit worthiness of a customer. And credit control means the regulation of the creation and contraction of credit in the economy. Commercial banks increase the total amount of money in circulation in the country through the mechanism of credit creation. So, we know that the Reserve Bank of India is the apex body, and in the previous classes as we are discussing and we are very much aware that the Reserve Bank of India is the apex and it is the one who is regulating the entire financial system and looking after the economy of the country. And we know that the Reserve Bank of India is the custodian or it is the apex body which is regulating and looking after the banking sector. The commercial banks, we are very much aware that they have a function that is the credit creation. So, now we will have just a quick look that what the credit creation of the commercial bank is. Then we will go to the credit control of Reserve Bank of India. So, credit creation means what? Suppose for example, we will assume that in the financial system there is a amount of 1000 rupees. So, in the financial system we have 1000 rupees that is there with a person A. So, that person A goes to a XYZ bank and deposit that money with that bank. So, the 1000 rupees that is there with the XYZ bank, we know that there are some rules or there are some regulations of the Reserve Bank of India which put forward that the commercial bank need to keep a certain percentage of amount or certain percentage of reserve with them, and let us assume that that percentage is 10%. So, out of that 1000 rupees, if 10% will be kept with that XYZ bank, now it will be left out with 900 rupees. So, this 900 rupees the bank can lend or circulate in the market. So, this 900 rupees is now can be given as a loan or as an advance to the another customer of the bank. Now, the person who is going to avail that 900 rupees, he is definitely going to spend it somewhere or he is going to invest it somewhere, and the avenue or with the person with whom he is going to spend that 900, he is ultimately somewhere or other it is going to flow into another commercial bank or the same commercial bank if we will talk of. So, that 900 rupees is again now with a bank, and that bank will take or keep a reserve of 10%, and the 10% of 900, that is 90 rupees. And now again 810 rupees is available with that commercial bank, and with that it can create again credit. Now you must have understood that what is this credit creation is. So the commercial banks increase the total amount of money in this way and circulate in the country through that mechanism of credit creation. So fluctuations in the volume of credit cause fluctuations in the purchasing power of money, and this fact has a far reaching economic and social consequences. So the fluctuation of the volume of credit and the fluctuation of the volume of money that is flowing into the market has effect on the purchasing power of the money. That is why credit control has become an important function of any central bank. So the credit control is an important function of any central bank to regulate the flow of fund in the financial system or in the market. So by credit control, the Reserve Bank of India is controlling the credit creation of the commercial bank, and either it pumping the finance into the market or restricting the flow of finance or money into the market. Now, what is the objectives of credit control? First is to have stability of internal price level, then checking booms and depressions, promotion of economic growth, to regulate and expand banking, stabilization of the money market, stability in exchange rates, preparation of war and other emergencies, preparation of war and other emergencies. So these are the objective of credit control, and we will understand that what these objectives of credit control is specifically means. First is stability of internal price level. So the commercial bank can create credit because their main task is borrowing and lending. They create credit without any increase in cash with them, and this leads to increase in the purchasing power of many people, which may lead to an increase in the prices. The central bank applies its credit control to bring about a proper adjustment between the supply of credit and measures required to that effect in the country concerned. So the Reserve Bank of India by the credit control is bringing internal price level stability. So as we have discussed that when the commercial banks are creating credit, so what they are doing, as we have just seen in our example, that a single 1000 rupee is again and again creating credit, and that is circulating in the market. So when there is flow of fund in the market or the money is available with the people, the purchasing power of the people will increase. So the price of the commodities may go up and may create the situations like inflation. So when there is requirement to check these situations and bring stability in the price, the Reserve Bank of India is implementing its function of credit control, and this helps in keeping the prices stable under control. Next is checking booms and depressions. The operation of trade cycles causes instability in the country. So the objective of the credit control should be to reduce the uncertainties caused by these cycles. The central bank adjusts the operation of the trade cycles by increasing and decreasing the volume of credit. So what by booms and depression we mean, that we know that the trade goes through a cycle, that we are saying that trade cycle, and there are booms in the trade and there are depressions. So when the market goes up, we are saying that it is a boom, and when it goes down, we are saying that it is a depression. So to bring the stability or to check these boom and depression situations, the Reserve Bank of India is implementing its credit control function. Next is promotion of economic growth. The objective of credit control policy in backward and underdeveloped countries should be to promote economic growth within the shortest possible time. The economic development in developing countries is retarded on account of lack of financial resources. Hence, the central banks in these countries often try to solve the problem of financial stringency through planned expansion of bank credit. So, when there are stringent situation in the economy, when there are constraints in the economic growth, the Reserve Bank of India is implementing this credit control function and is promoting the economic growth of the country. Next is to regulate and expand banking. The Reserve Bank of India regulates the banking system of the economy and has expanded banking to all parts of country. Through monetary policy, Reserve Bank of India issues directives to different banks for setting up rural branches for promoting agricultural credit. And besides it, government has also set up cooperative banks and RRBs, that are regional rural banks. And all these has expanded banking in all part of country. So, the Reserve Bank of India is not only regulating and not only monitoring the banking sector, it is also working for the expansion of the banking sector, and for that it has various segments of banks or various types of banks, those who are formulated or those who are been set up by the Reserve Bank of India for the development of the specific sectors. Like for the development of rural sector, we have the rural banks or regional rural banks. For agricultural sectors, we have NABARDs, and for various such specific banking sector expansion work is being adopted by the Reserve Bank of India. Next is stabilization of the money market. According to some economists, the credit control policy of the central bank should aim at the stabilization of the money market in the country. And to achieve this objective, the central bank should neutralize seasonal variations in the demand for funds, and it should, for example, provide extra credit in times of emergencies. In fact, the control on credit should be exercised by the central bank in such a manner as to bring about an equilibrium in the demand and supply of money at all times. So, what the Reserve Bank of India is doing, as we know that it is looking after the entire financial system, it is working for the stabilization of the money market, and by the credit control function it is controlling or regulating the flow of money in the money market. In fact, it is bringing equilibrium in the demand and supply of money in the money market and the entire financial market. So, that is what another important objective of the credit control function of Reserve Bank of India is. So, next is stability in exchange rates. Credit control measures certainly influence the price level in the country, and the internal price level affects the volume of exports and imports of the country, which may bring fluctuation in the foreign exchange rates. While using any measure of credit control, it should be ensured that there will be no violent fluctuation in the exchange rates. So, while doing the credit control function, it is the objective of the Reserve Bank of India, or it is the objective of the function of the credit control, is that it should look after the exchange rates, and there should not be any violent fluctuation in the exchange rates. Next is preparation for war and other emergencies. Sometimes the objective of the central bank is to prepare the country for war through expansion of credit to enable the government to meet its financial requirement. During the Second World War, almost every country restored to expansion of credit on a large scale to meet the rising war expenditure. Modern war are so expensive that it is not possible to meet their costs without adequate expansion of bank credit. So, for the preparation of war and other such emergencies is also a major part and is a very important part that is going to affect the financial system. And the objective of the Reserve Bank of India, or the function of the credit control of the Reserve Bank of India, is working for a preparation for these emergency situations. And it has been seen that during the Second World War, almost every country grows for credit expansion, and for these situations the credit control objective or the credit control function is working at this time of wars and other emergencies. So, these are what are the objective of the credit control of the Reserve Bank of India is. Now, we will go into looking that what are the measures or what are the tools that the Reserve Bank of India is taking for the control of credit in the financial system. So, the methods of credit control in India are, there are two methods or two measures, or there are the tools that we are using for credit control are categorized into two different categories, that is the quantitative method or general method, which includes a refinance policy, bank rate or discount rate policy, open market operations, variable cash reserve ratio and statutory liquidity requirements. And in qualitative or selective credit controls, we have fixation of minimum lending rate, regulation of minimum margin, rotation of credit, moral suasion, credit authorization scheme, issue of directives, credit monetary arrangements, a fixation of party wise ceiling on credit, publicity, direct action, post sanction supervision, control and monitoring of credit. So, these are the methods or tools that are used for the credit control by the Reserve Bank of India. So, these are the measures or the tools by which the Reserve Bank of India is controlling the credit, and we will be understand in detail that how these measures or tools are being used by the Reserve Bank of India and how it is controlling the credit in the financial system of India. And for that, you people keep watching. In our upcoming classes, we are going to discuss these qualitative and quantitative measures. Thank you.